Hi everyone, welcome again to Bake Your Way Kitchen. Today on this episode I'm going to show you a very quick and easy hummus recipe. I know this isn't a traditional baking, it's not in fact a baking recipe at all, but hummus is a favorite of mine and it's so easy to put together as you are about to see. So the first thing you're going to need is 1 can of chickpeas, which you drain. And I've actually reserved some of the chickpea juices, and I'll explain why in just a second. And once I drain them, I put it in a food processor with 3 cloves of garlic and some pepper. And to that, I'm going to also add some salt, about a teaspoon of salt, 1.5 teaspoons of coriander, 1.5 teaspoons of cumin, and that should do it. So you're going to want to put those spices in. I've also added in a lemon zest from half an orange, so you can do the same. And you're also going to need tahini. And really the amount is up to you. I'm going to use a 1/4 cup. I think that works. The tahini is what helps you get that nice flavor as well as that nice consistency. So I'm going to add that in here. And this is a very much a one bowl, one food processor recipe you can just throw together. I've also added some olive oil in, and again, all the instructions will be down below. I added about a 1/4 cup, and now we have some lemon juice. Right here, I would say I've got just under half a cup of lemon juice. I'd say probably somewhere in the 100 milliliter range, maybe a little less than that, so you can determine. Because really the thing about hummus is that you can tailor it to your liking. You can make it a bit more lemony. It really is up to you. Now, just before I turn this on, I'll explain about this chickpea water. What it is basically, if it's too thick, if the hummus is too thick, you can add some of it in, and it might sound weird to add it in, but it actually has a lot of the chickpea juices from the can, and it really helps bring out that chickpea flavor. So now I'm going to turn this on. It might be a little loud for a second. We've got all our ingredients in, and sorry for it's a little messy. I just wanted to make sure I got all the ingredients listed for you. So I'm just going to process this together and I'll be right back. So I'm not sure if you can see here, but the consistency is still quite thick, and that's why it's good to have some liquids at hand. So I've got a little more olive oil and I've got some of the chickpea water. If you don't want to use the chickpea water, you could just use water or just a bit more oil. So I'm going to put in about half of this amount, and I would say this is about a 1/4 cup maybe. So maybe a couple tablespoons at first. Let's just see how that goes. And I'm going to add a little bit more oil. And really, this isn't a strict recipe. You can make this hummus as flowy or as thick as you want. So I'm going to bring this together and see how that goes. Yeah, that really made a big difference. I'm gonna add the rest in here. Add a little more oil, and this should do it. And I'm just going to give this a small taste, just to see if it needs anything. I'm going to add a touch more lemon here. And again, this is completely up to you. And I might add a little more tahini, because now, if you take a look at it, I'll just show you. It's quite runny. In fact, it might be a little too runny. I probably should have cut back a bit. And that's the thing, it's different every single time you make this. The consistency will turn out differently. So I'll just add a little more tahini. The tahini will help thicken this up a bit. And yeah, so again, this is to your liking, to your consistency. So now this should be good. Let me just get another spoon. Let's see. That's good. So this is exactly how I want it. It's still a bit, it's perfect actually. You can see. You don't want it too thick or too runny because it will actually thicken up automatically in the fridge. So you kind of do want it a little bit on the runny side. Now this is where you can really get creative. I mean, if you have any spices you want to add in, if you want to add some red pepper flakes or paprika, which the word I can never say, Tabasco, if you want to spicing it up, that is completely optional and feel free to add that in. This is just kind of your basic go-to, and it's so easy to put together as you can see, and you can easily double this. So now once you're done that, all you have to do, the last step, is put it in a container. And I should have been ready for this. Here we go. As you can see, here's our hummus. I put it in this container, and you can see it makes a decent size amount. But of course, if you're hosting, if you have a lot of people coming over, you may want to consider doubling it. But the nice thing about this is that it's fairly cheap to make, and it's so easy. As you see, it's kind of just a one food processor, one bowl deal. You pretty much just throw it all in, and again, it's to your liking. If you want it a bit thicker, or if you want it a bit thinner. So look out for that. But you've got the main ingredients, and then feel free to add some optional ingredients. So I'll put a few suggestions down below. It's very good on its own. I hope you consider it, and I'll see you in the next video.